Hello.
Hello.
Is that Matt?
I think it is, yes.
Well, we're live now, so
Oh, that's neat.
just give me a second. Okay, got that. This very well could crash and burn.
Well, let's just hope it doesn't. Positive thinking, Daniel.
Okay, I think.
If you just believe that it's not going to crash and burn, then it legally cannot.
It'd be great if that's how the law works.
Yeah.
Matt, are you there? Were you talking to yourself or
No, there was definitely a strange man in my headphones.
Matt?
Probably.
Hello there.
Yeah, no, he's not saying anything.
Are you hearing him and I'm not?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I don't even know what kind of problem that would be that I would be able to fix.
No, that would be very strange.
Okay, I think. Oh man, I'm a little nervous about this because we're doing things a little different tonight. You and I are, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Oh, there
What's
it
up?
is.
So Matt, we are live, but the way that we'll do this in the future is that I'll explain it later. Just go ahead and mute your mic. I'm gonna assume he heard me. Kind of sounds like
Yeah.
he might not have. Okay.
Okay, there we go. We made it, maybe.
Well, let's get this shit going, shall we?
I think we better.
Welcome back to Jedi Enclave. I'm Daniel.
I'm Chris.
This is another episode of the Jedi Enclave Presents. Now, this is Podcasting Podcast, which is our very own weekly podcast about Star Wars accessories, other sci-fi fantasy properties that we enjoy. What are we talking about today? Do you know? I know. I just want to see if you do.
Well, see, there was a shit ton of news. There was,
Star Wars-
including one thing
Some
about
Star Wars news.
yeah, about Star Wars fans being little fucking babies about something Kathleen Kennedy said.
What a surprise.
Yeah.
There was a final trailer for The Boys Season 5,
Oh, yeah.
which we're going to talk about a little bit, with some visual aids today. So this show is going to be a little different. If you're tuning into the podcast and you're a fan of the podcast, we will have a couple of instances where there should be some visual aids going around that you can follow along with. By the way, Angel says, "Wow."
Wow.
Wow, indeed. And then Killian Cardoza says hi, and then hi again. Well,
Hi.
hello there.
Hi twice.
And then we have a Star Wars story time today,
Ooh, that's
which
exciting.
is Jar Jar Binks #1,
Ooh.
the one-off Jar Jar Binks comic that honestly was kind of fun to read.
Okay.
That's another one of the segments today that we'll have a visual aid for. So if you could, while you're there, go give us a like on Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch, Discord, TikTok, all the places that we are. You know, that would mean a lot to us. It costs you nothing, frankly, and if you don't do it,
Well, then you're just a bad person.
then morally questionable. All right, let's get going here. Ahsoka Season 2 has a little bit of news. Okay, when I say news, by the way, what I mean is that there's not a lot happening in the world of Star Wars, and so this is what we have for news
Yes.
until like Mando and Grogu comes out.
This is the best we
Yeah.
can do.
So, pretty much, crew members working on Season 2 of the Disney Plus series Ahsoka shared photos of their crew patches during production, which is to say they have little patches they wear on their jackets and stuff that, you know, it's pretty much like, hey, I work on Ahsoka.
I work here.
Be fucking jealous of
Yeah.
me, would you? And the patches appear to reference different factions, locations, and story elements tied to the upcoming season.
Like stormtroopers.
Yes. And we'll just get into this real quick.
There are stormtroopers in Star Wars.
Yeah, well,
Astonishing.
Stop the presses. So the images reportedly include visual elements connected to Peridia, which, by the way, is not a huge surprise given what the story is about and where they end up being. The New Republic, which also makes sense since that's around the era that we're in. Some Night Sister imagery, which probably connect to the Great Mothers who returned with Thrawn, and then some Mortis-related symbolism, which also isn't a huge surprise given how Ahsoka season 1 ended.
None of this is a surprise.
Yeah.
If you watch the first season, you expect all of this stuff to come back.
Now, there are some rumblings, if you will, about a potential cameo leak that surfaced in connection with the crew member's social media activity, which is that a crew member reportedly mentioned interacting with Ewan McGregor on set, implying that Obi-Wan Kenobi may appear in the season.
This is possible. It's also important to remember that Ewan McGregor's wife plays Hera, and he might have just been there visiting her.
Visiting his wife. Yeah. That would be the funniest shit ever if he's like, guys, I'm just here for my wife.
Also, if you're doing a Star Wars project and Ewan McGregor calls up and says, hey, can I come visit your set? You're going to say yes.
You're going to be like, of course you can. Now,
I'm not saying Ewan McGregor is not in season 2 of Ahsoka. I'm saying there are plenty of reasons for him to be on that set that do not include being on camera.
Right. Okay, let's dream though, Chris.
Okay.
Let's dream. Let's be dreamers.
Okay.
Let's assume that Ewan McGregor was there to work.
Okay.
He is going to appear in Ahsoka season 2. How does he do it? So first of all, it would have to be a Force ghost, right?
Or a flashback.
Or maybe both, because we know that Hayden Christensen's involved. Possibly, I mean, certainly as a Force ghost, because he was a Force ghost in season 1.
Yeah,
but also probably also as a flashback, maybe.
I feel like the Hayden Christensen Force ghost thing has kind of reached the end of its thread, the end of its logical progression, because there's that whole episode.
But he's coming back. We know that they confirmed Hayden Christensen is in season 2.
Okay,
we know that for a fact. So
I'm very happy for him.
I'm not.
But we had that entire episode where Ahsoka wrestles with her past, and Hayden Christensen was a big role in that. And then at the end of the season, you had Hayden Christensen as a Force ghost looking approvingly at Ahsoka. And I feel like that's a decent enough arc for Anakin in the context of this show. I don't know that I need to see him as a Force ghost again.
So what you're saying is you're going to be real butthurt about Hayden Christensen if he ends up in the show.
No, I just think it makes more sense to have a flashback.
Honestly,
flashback. Anakin.
Yeah,
I was trying to make
exposition. Yeah, Flash Bannikin.
There you go.
Yeah, Flash Bannikin Skywalker. Honestly, Ewan was probably visiting his wife on set, and someone said hi to him, and it ended up being a thing.
It's like, oh, here, you want to hold a lightsaber? Yeah. Yes, I would love to hold a lightsaber.
All right, the Mandalorian and Grogu has some news, which was... Yeah, when I say news, what I mean is... Okay, so there's this whole thing when the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer dropped. Some people thought they heard Grogu say the word yes.
Okay, first off, how do you know what Grogu's voice sounds like?
Well, we hear his voice. He doesn't say anything, but he makes noises. I guess one of those noises sounded like yes, right? So it became, I swear to God, guys, if there was literally any more serious Star Wars news, we'd be talking about that. But this week, this is what it is, right?
Basically, someone was interviewing Kathleen Kennedy and asked, hey, does Grogu have any speaking lines in this movie? And she said no. And that pissed off some
people got
stupid
mad.
Element of the Star Wars fan base.
Some people got mad.
Honestly, they're bitching and moaning about how this has completely ruined the film, and why don't you just spoil the ending while you're at... And look,
do you really think the story hinges on whether or not Grogu says any words or anything?
Irrelevant.
Yeah, what does it matter?
And you knowing that Grogu doesn't say anything, that's not going to make you enjoy the film any less. Unless you're sitting on the edge of your seat the entire time, oh God, is he going to say it? Is he going to say a word? Is he going to say anything? I need to know. In which case, what the fuck is wrong with you,
and then,
honestly?
Yeah, I don't know. This just kind of goes to show that Star Wars fans will bitch about literally
Star Wars
anything.
fans are the worst.
Yeah, they are really the worst. Also, there was this whole thing in Mando season 3 with the IG droid with the yes and the no button.
Yes.
Do you remember that? Where he goes,
yes.
no, yeah. That could just be it. This begs the question, though, and this is a lore question for super fans that does not need to be answered in Mandalorian and Grogu. However, I am a little curious about at what point does Yoda's species kind of like mature a little bit, because we know at the beginning of Mandalorian season 1 Grogu is 50 years old.
Yes.
Right.
And he clearly understands language. Like, he understands Mando when he tells him.
Well, yeah, there's that. Yeah, there's that whole scene where he's trying to fix the in season 2 where he's trying to fix the Razor Crest, and he has Grogu in a little crawl space trying to put wires together, and he mostly understands not enough to actually do anything, but like he kind of like gets the gist that he's supposed to be doing something.
Yeah.
I always thought that it would be kind of neat if I were writing Grogu. The way I would probably write this is 50 years old, 1 to 50 is practically an infant, and then they do all of their like adolescent maturing in 1 year, where after a year, like by the time they get to 52 years old,
just
they can talk. Yeah, they can talk, and they have higher reasoning and everything, and they're basically like a teenager for the next 50 years or whatever, you know. And then they make the next big jump in whatever developmental milestone they have. Kathleen, if you're watching, I would write for that's what I would write.
Kathleen's not in charge anymore.
Oh fuck, you're right.
Dave Filoni,
yes.
If you're listening, hire this man.
There's a new image for the Mandalorian Grogu, Rhoda the Hutt, who is making his debut, I guess, since Star Wars the Clone Wars is the movie.
Yeah, I guess.
Which was a really steaming pile of shit. But that being said, we weren't the audience for that movie when it came out.
True.
Like, it was for kids. So like that's fine. But Rhoda the Hutt is Jabba the Hutt's son, who Ahsoka called Stinky the entire film.
I guess he's stinky.
Yeah. So he isn't stinky so much anymore.
No,
At least
he's big and buff.
Yeah. In fact, some people have pointed out, a lot of people apparently who haven't been looking into Star Wars lore very much, who are like, since when did Hutts have abs? And the answer to that question is
always.
They've always had abs. That's what happens.
Like, Jabba is not representative of the entire species.
Right. He is representative of that species' age, though. The way the Hutts work is when they're younger, they're leaner, they have their muscles are more visible. And as they get older and richer and they take over more crime syndicates and everything, they eat more and they get fatter. And it's kind of a status symbol a little bit. Like, the bigger Hutts are kind of the more powerful ones, and the little scrawny muscular ones aren't, right? And that's kind of Road to the Hutt right now.
It was kind of this is not super relevant to Road to the Hutt specifically, but it always kind of confused me how these gigantic slugs, like big fat slugs, got to be in charge of like the Star Wars mafia. And I appreciate that in more recent years the lore answer to that has become, well, you see, they're in charge because they can fucking kill you if you don't do what they say. Right.
Wow. What a crazy concept.
Yeah.
Did you also see there was another image of Road to the Hutt?
The fake one.
Yeah.
That one guy on Twitter was like, "Hey, that's fake.
Yes.
Don't look at
it." Yeah.
How?
So there was this, there's another image. It looks vaguely like, it looks kind of similar, and he's holding like a couple of like fucking blade things. Yeah. This wouldn't be a problem. This wouldn't be a huge deal if like Variety hadn't picked it up. And they were like putting it on materials and stuff when they were talking about the film. And Hal Hinkle, who is, I think that's his name, who is one of the animators over at ILM, got on Blue Sky and was like, guys, we didn't make that.
That's fake.
That's not in the movie. And what's funny is how this is one of the things that just really drives me crazy about the internet, is that when someone inadvertently posts something that isn't true and you call them on it, what are they most likely to do?
Double down.
Double down for some fucking reason. And all the people, they're like, well, it looks like it could be, or, well, I do what you know what fucking difference? It's like, you posted a fake thing. It's okay to be like, guys, sorry. Like, sorry.
Fooled you.
Yeah, I got fooled. I'm sorry. Here's the real image. But that's not how humanity works now. That's why humanity doesn't have much longer on Earth.
That's the way humanity has always worked. What's that Mark Twain quote? A lie can get halfway around the world before the truth gets its boots on.
Yeah, that does sound like a Mark Twain kind of thing.
Or Samuel Clemens, if you prefer.
Yeah. You know, you mentioned Mark Twain, and now the only thing I can think about is it Star Trek The Next Generation, where they do the Mark Twain There's a whole gag. Have you watched Star Trek Lower Decks?
I have not.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to fix that because it is you would adore that show.
I think you've shown me like some random episodes
It's
here and there.
it's so good. And a recurring gag is them going to the holodeck to talk to Mark Twain to like work out their
as you do.
Yeah, it's just really funny. Daniel Ings was talking about Star Wars Starfighter a little bit this week. He spoke about his experience working on the upcoming film Star Wars Starfighter, directed by Sean Levy and starring Ryan Gosling, who is in a movie.
Oh yeah, this is the guy who fucking played Baratheon in Night of the Seven Kingdoms, right?
Oh my God, is it really?
I'm pretty sure.
Someone I know who's watching the stream, go and look up who which Baratheon.
The horn guy who's totally flirting with Dunk.
Oh, Lionel Baratheon
Yeah.
in Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Yes.
Is that his name? Is he in this movie?
Daniel Ings. Yes, Daniel Ings, who currently stars as Sir Lionel Baratheon in Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
What? Is he in the movie?
I was as excited to read that as you are now. Yeah.
Oh my God! I completely missed that. I just thought he was like just talking about
just some guy, yeah. But no, that is Sir Lionel Baratheon.
Oh my God, that's really exciting. So also Ryan Gosling, who will be starring in a movie that we're going to be seeing next week and reviewing on this channel called Project Hail Mary. That I'm also really looking forward to. But anyway, Daniel Ings spoke about his experience working on the film, describing the production as "quote unquote" a fun experience, and praised the collaborative atmosphere on set.
Most importantly, you may remember a couple weeks ago we talked about this enormous scandal about how they changed the ending of Star Wars Starfighter at the very last second, and now it's going to be shit because executive meddling and blah blah blah.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah. Anyway, Daniel Ings said, "You guys are all stupid for worrying about that. It's great, trust me."
I wonder if he's got that like Lionel Baratheon energy in real life because
I want to believe.
Yeah,
that's true.
I want to believe that he's the kind of guy that's just like that all the time.
Yeah.
God, I'd love to hang out with him. Daniel Ings, if you ever watch the show, I will hang out with you. I swear to God. He's talking about working with Sean Levy and said that Levy created a playful environment on set and then had a lot of really nice things to say about Ryan Gosling as well. Apparently, they share a lot of scenes, and I wonder if there's as much bi energy between them as there was between Lionel Baratheon and Dunk.
Yeah, is that just what Daniel Ings is like in real life?
Yeah, wouldn't that be just fucking great? He said that the tone of the film is slightly punk, which I thought was really interesting. Also mentioned seeing practical effects on set, including droids, animatronics, costumes, and large-scale production design. So, when does this movie come out? 2027?
Yes.
In about a year, I think.
Yes.
A year and some change.
Roughly, I think it said May 2027 or something.
May 28th, it looks like. 2027.
Okay.
Starring Matt Smith, Mia Goth, Aaron Pierre, Amy Adams, Simon Bird, and apparently Daniel Ings. Did not know. Well, would you look at this? Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic has made a new creative hire.
Which is completely expected because this game is never coming out, like at least not before humanity reaches our extinction event.
It will be done by then.
And number two, the trailer that we all saw at the Game Awards existed specifically to recruit people to work on this game that is never going to come out.
Yeah. Well, who is it though? It was an art director, right?
Yes.
Art director Pascal
Blanchet.
Yeah.
Blanche?
A veteran concept artist and art director known for his work in the video game industry. I don't think I have anything here in my notes that he has worked on that we would know about.
I noticed RuneScape, but that's only because I have friends who are huge nerds about it. It makes me laugh.
Is that
RuneScape is this ancient
was
MMO
that really big
from like 2002?
Yeah, I was about to say, was that really big when we were in high school?
Yes.
No, I had a friend. I had a next door neighbor. His name was also Daniel, who never came out of his house because he was always playing that game.
Yes.
He was always in front of his computer.
The game is somehow still running and still looks approximately the way it did back in 2002 or 2003.
Well, I'm sure that's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm just saying, maybe I would. Like, if I was an artist, I would maybe consider carefully before putting that on my resume, just because it's so low fidelity.
You worked on RuneScape? Why does it still look like that?
I mean, I'm sure it's for technical reasons more
and for the nostalgia probably as well. Yeah,
and also because the engine just maybe can't support more than 8 polygons on screen at a time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who knows?
So yeah, they hired a new director. Let's take a quick minute to read some of these chats. Bone Doctor says, "Yo yo, skibbity riz."
None of those words are in the Bible.
Whoa. Get the fuck out of here, Chris. That was really funny. Killian says, "How's your day?" That's fine.
That's fine. Yeah.
Ian, that's not what it says. I know it's Ian because he's from our Discord. Says, "Hello there." Hello there. And then Graham says, "Whoa, wife on set, crazy." Or Charles Darwin, I have no idea what that one means. Wonder if they're trying to coerce us to actually like it, and we will expire. LOL. That's where humanity said it, guys. It's a theory that I have. Humanity only has roughly 175 to 200 years left.
I mean, it could be a lot less, given that our dumbass president has started World War III by bombing Iran.
Yes, it could be a lot less. Will certainly not be more than that. So, and if the wars don't get us, certainly global climate change will.
Or COVID-22 or whatever.
Yeah, or whatever it is. Super antibiotic resistant fuck you virus or whatever.
Basically, our days are numbered, so get your laughs in.
Yeah, enjoy Star Wars while you can. Stop spending so much time on Star Wars Theory and Doomcock and Mike Zero, and just enjoy the shit you like, because humanity doesn't have a lot longer. Unless we all get on a spaceship and fly away from here. In which case, I hope Elon Musk has nothing to do with it.
In that case, we can die in space instead of dying on Earth.
Which
would maybe be a slight improvement.
It would be kind of neat.
Yeah.
You could say that you died in space, but honestly, who would you say that to? You know what I mean?
The aliens that we meet.
One thing that I really, really hope happens before either I die or the human race expires.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that we find in my lifetime irrefutable proof that we are not alone in the galaxy.
That'd be nice.
I think that one thing, it would mean the world to me to know that for sure. Because I already believe it, and I think that it's almost statistically impossible that we're not alone, or that we are alone in the universe. And it would, think about the effect it would have on humanity to just get that radio signal one day and realize that we share this universe with another race, another species.
That'd be nice.
I think it would be one of the most, just to know that you're not alone, that humanity isn't alone, would be one of the most inspiring things. And it would almost certainly immediately, or at least it should, destroy religion.
Nope, would not.
I know it wouldn't.
The opposite effect.
Yeah, I know that it wouldn't, because they'd be like, oh, Jesus talked to them too.
No, they would just double down and say, "Well, I ain't seen no aliens."
Right. That's not real. It's a deep state hoax.
Yep.
But to me personally, it would just
lies sent by the devil to test us.
Yeah, like evolution.
Yep.
There'd be one of those things where to read that on the front page of the New York Times, humanity not alone, I'd be like, thank God.
Well, remember, we've been broadcasting radio signals for over 100 years at this point, so it could happen any day.
Yeah, and also consider that an alien race that existed 1 million years ago could have shot signals out into space, and it wouldn't be getting to us until 1 million years later, because of how far away everything is.
Space is really big.
So, Kathleen Kennedy spoke a little bit about Dave Filoni's promotion.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, she was like, look, this did not happen overnight. Right. I didn't, everyone knew I was going to retire.
I didn't reach into a hat one day and just pull out some names and say, they're in charge. I'm out of here. Yeah. See ya, bitches.
Yeah. I'm going to go retire with my wife, Brie Larson. Yeah. Apparently it was a thing that kind of materialized over, the
10 years,
10 years, yeah.
Which, of course, that's how it happened, because that's what
it's a big corporation
do.
Yeah, it's a big corporation.
You train and educate your underlings so that one day when you're 70 years old and don't want to do this shit anymore, you can just say goodbye and they can take your place. And they know enough to not completely crash the bus off the road.
Yeah, you also expect that in a corporation, because that's the kind of thing that loses money.
Yes.
And investors.
And if there's one thing Disney is really, really good at, it's not losing money.
Yeah. And investors like to see, continuity of leadership and everything. So I just thought it was kind of interesting. I think it's funny that she's still kind of talking about Star Wars, even though she's kind of stepping away from it. All right. Let's talk a little bit about this is going to be a proof of concept for our Star Wars story time.
Did you want to talk about The Boys for like?
That's what we're about to do.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So if you just hold the fuck on.
I'm sorry.
For 1 second.
I thought you had forgotten something you said at the very beginning of the show. I should remember that you never forget. Oh yeah, look at that.
Hold on, I need to test this. It works. Oh my god. Okay. So, and you can see this pretty well too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will also show you how ridiculous this is if you're watching a vertical.
Which you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Like, just turn the fucking phone sideways. Yeah. You'll be fine.
So, we're going to run through a few of these images. And
that's the back of Homelander's head.
Yeah, and as we're kind of going through these, we're at the end of season 4, Homelander more or less gets his chokehold on the American zeitgeist, I guess.
And is setting up his secret police and concentration camps and all that.
It does look like there are fewer and fewer people kind of in place to oppose him, which I think is what this season will kind of do a lot of. I guess like the only people left are the boys. Also, look at this crazy bitch. It's her, and then I think the next frame is the look of a man who's getting some titty milk soon.
Yeah.
Oh man, look at how happy he is. By the way, the actor that plays Homelander is fucking great.
He's so good at what he does, and that character is so fucking creepy.
Yeah. So the boys are back in town, baby.
Mm-hmm.
As a big reveal in the last season, Billy Butcher has developed tentacle powers, and
also cancer.
Oh yeah, they kind of like develop together, don't they? And he's got his. I think it's his mom. This apparently is straight from the comics, by the way.
Oh, good.
He's in the comic or in the graphic novels or whatever. Billy Butcher has a little English bulldog that he kind of like hangs out with.
Of course he does.
I think in the show his mother has it, and then they're at his mother's house for some reason.
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, I put 2 in there apparently. The boys'
back
base.
Into their office, which is improbably in the Flatiron Building,
right.
Which that building, like the rent is astronomical.
Oh, yeah,
so there's no way they could actually afford this.
However, on that one part of their activity, they were kind of bankrolled by the government. So
yes, but even so, that's such a big, like, famous tourist attraction. I feel like if you were trying to lay low,
it'd be the terrible place to do that.
Yeah.
Mother's Milk and
Frenchie and Kimiko,
are in this obviously as well. I love the shot of fucking the Deep just rolling in on a hammerhead shark, because that's what he does.
Because of course he is.
He's and the guys. Let's be real. Let's be very real. He's probably fucking that shark,
which would be a little bit painful because shark skin is like sandpaper. But I mean, maybe he's into that.
I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but does this guy not play Dr. Pershing in Mandalorian?
I think he does.
I think he does. And I can't remember if he's a new character for this season or if he was.
I think we saw him at some point.
Yeah, he might have been a part of that. Moff Gideon's. Oh my god, I just realized. Are they both on the same side in this show too, like in The Mandalorian?
Maybe?
Can't remember. Huey is back.
Huey, of course.
Played by the venerable Jack Quaid, who is looking a little bit like he's regretting his life.
Mm-hmm.
And all these fucking superheroes up in this motherfucking plane. So what we know from the trailer is that
Homelander's after the original Compound V, which can make him immortal or something,
or very powerful,
which would be very bad.
What's this chick's name?
Sister Sage.
Sister Sage, right?
Or just Sage.
I
think.
She's I think she's a newly appointed member of the Seven,
and no longer banging Dr. Godolkin.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot about that whole thing. Oh my gosh. I can't remember what this is from.
Guns.
Starlight is in this,
of course.
Yeah. And then now that you mention it,
it's fuck, what are their names?
Jordan,
Jordan and Marie.
Murray, right? From Gen V.
Mhm.
I kind of guessed when we watched the end of the latest season of Gen V that they're going to be molded, like they're going to be intersecting the
I mean,
boys in Gen
obviously,
V.
the characters literally join up, and Starlight's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, you want to come work for
Right.
us?
You're
You're out of college. Do you need a job?"
I wonder if they're still hemming and hawing about their relationship, or if they've realized that there are things way bigger than them that they need to focus on.
Or that they're just not really that. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea who the fuck this guy is or what he's doing. Is that Frenchie?
I think it is. I mean, the holding a vial in one
The
hand
middle finger
and-
kind of gives it away a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
Some sort of bad thing.
Okay. Every time I see this woman, I get the heebie fucking jibbies.
She's also a very good actor.
Yeah, I know.
Who plays an extremely creepy character.
Oh man. Sister Sage again.
Mhm.
So like she's got this whole thing. I think she's pretty much using Homelander to. I think I have this theory. She's using Homelander to kind of like do her own thing, like her own like, world
but
domination
also at this point, like she has to play a little bit of damage control and just like I'm trying to steer Homelander in the direction that will keep me alive the longest.
But also I need Thomas, and right there's that whole Godolkin thing where she
Mhm.
was like trying to be a part of that and everything.
Black Noir,
Black Noir
number 3 or whatever the fuck he is.
He's number 2, I think, right? Or
Maybe.
is it the third one? I don't know. We know he talks, but
I
he
mean,
doesn't.
it's the second in the show,
Yeah.
but I think in the history there might be more.
Billy Butcher looking ready to fight somebody.
Mhm.
And with tentacles.
Ah!
Wah! Tentacles!
Ah!
This is a surprising part of the trailer.
Mhm.
Apparently,
Soldier Boy ain't dead.
yeah, which I think we kind of guessed, but I think it's a little weird that Homelander's just kind of keeping him on ice in his bedroom.
I mean, Homelander does. If anyone would do this, it's Homelander.
Yeah. Now I'll tell you. This look. This is the look of a man who wonders if their son fucked him while he's frozen, in which
You
he
say
asked
that
in the trailer.
Yes. Because he says that.
It's
in the
funny
trailer.
how fucking Soldier Boy, all the problems he has, like that's his like first big concern when he wakes up is like, oh, was there gay stuff that happened? Yeah, there it is.
Is my butt sore or is that my imagination?
And,
like,
yeah, no,
dude,
what
come
the
on.
fuck are you talking about?
We got bigger things to worry about.
Yeah, but also not against it. Follow me to freedom camps.
Freedom camps.
Now, as you know, The Boys has always been a little heavy-handed and ham-fisted with its political commentary.
A little?
And I think this is one of those examples.
Mm-hmm. Basically, it's Alligator Alcatraz.
Yeah. One of these dudes is trying to hold Billy up, and then he throws. Oh no, it's Soldier Boy, right,
yeah.
right. And then Billy is like, "Fuck you, cunt," and then throws a car at him.
That is pretty much exactly what he says.
Yeah.
Yes.
So is this
Fort Harmony Medical Department?
So this isn't the school then, right?
I don't think so.
That was like in Gen V, like where Murray grew up and everything.
I don't think so.
I imagine this is probably where a lead is to figure out where the original
Maybe
serum is. There's the group kind of walking
with
about
their product placement car.
Starlight letting off some electricity.
Doing Starlight things.
It's one of the cool things that I've liked about The Boys so much is that Starlight was kind of I guess limited. She had that position in the 7, right? She is an extraordinarily powerful soup, but they never used her like that.
Yeah.
Her job on the 7 was to be the tits, pretty much right?
Yeah.
And so everyone kind of underestimated her, but it turns out that Starlight is a massively powerful like superhero.
Yeah, she'll kick your ass.
Yeah. I can't tell if Huey. Sometimes I can't tell if Huey is happy or anxious about something because it depends on what's happening, I guess.
Or both.
Yep. This is one of my favorite details that The Deep and Black Noir apparently have a podcast. It's me and you.
Of course they do.
It's basically me and you right now, right? So I guess in this question or in this scenario, are you Black Noir or The Deep, or am I Black Noir or The Deep?
I feel like you talk more, so you'd be the Deep.
The Deep, yeah. God, I hope you don't think I'm that stupid. Though.
No.
Some more Starlighter or Starlighter, more Starlight action. A nice little shot of the group here.
Posing like a team.
Yep. Oh, by the way, if there are any big details I'm missing from this trailer, let me know. Fucking Stan Edgar.
Yes.
Is back, played by Giancarlo Esposito. Yeah, sorry, Giancarlo Giuseppe Alessandro Esposito, which is the legal pronunciation of his name.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and this, what's her name?
God. I know. Yeah. I don't remember her name.
I have a physical reaction when I see her because that the last season of The Boys where things got really weird and gross in the basement of that one guy's house, and I'm just like, oh God. This is a wild card, I think, for The Boys season 5, which is Ryan, Homelander's son.
Ooh, yes.
Developing his powers, but
God.
us not necessarily knowing which side he's going to end up on because he's still young and impressionable. That actor has grown up quite a lot, by the way, because like the last season, wasn't he like 10 years old or something?
Something like that.
Yeah. But we're not really sure where his coin his coin is flipped. We're not sure where it's going to land yet. Mm-hmm. He could go the Homelander route and kill everybody, or he could help Billy, who practically raised him or whatever, or was in love with his mother. Or he could do his own thing. I'm not really sure. I think the implication here is that probably the only person that can kill Homelander is Ryan.
Maybe.
And so how is that going to work? And then
I think we're back.
Now, like I said, this is a little bit of a...
there we go. We did it. Oh. Sort of? I think.
Well, I need to fix some of this.
Oh.
This is a proof of concept. The vertical camera is kind of messed up a little bit. And the top here has cut off. That's fine. Okay. That's all right. So,
Boys. It's coming soonish.
Yeah,
like
we'll be doing post episode breakdowns of everything. So
God, we need a calendar or a list of just all the shit that's coming in the next 3 months.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot.
Did he play the main antagonist of Far Cry 6?
Giancarlo Esposito.
Oh yeah, he did.
So, yes.
I don't know if it was 6, but it was the one where they're in South America or something, right?
It was one of them.
Yeah, or like Venezuela or something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking really interesting guy, by the way. He plays these roles that are like really tough and dangerous and like he could like shank you in the back at any moment, but in reality seems like the chillest, like fun guy to hang out with. And there's I've said this before, but out of all the media that he's done, my favorite line of his is from Breaking Bad when he's having a conversation with Walter White, and he goes, "We are done." And he goes on to sing about them like severing their relationship, and he goes, "I will kill your wife. I will kill your son. I will kill your infant daughter." And you're like, "Oh,
didn't have to get that real."
Yeah. Calm the fuck down, my friend. And he's not even hitting the math. He's just like that normally.
Yeah.
All right, let's get on to our next segment. How are we doing on time? We're doing fine on time.
We got time.
Yeah. We don't have time to talk about the time. Here it is. Star Wars story time. So we've not had the pleasure of doing this segment in quite some time because we really haven't had the time to do it. But if you're new here and you don't know what this is,
Daniel reads a comic and then tells me what happened.
Yes.
In a hopefully funny way.
Yeah. We're gonna. There are a lot of little niches of Star Wars lore that a lot of people don't know about. It's comics and the books and all that other shit.
And Jar Jar Binks.
And Jar Jar Binks, yeah. So we're going to talk about today the comic Jar Jar number 1 from 2026, just came out a couple weeks ago, written by Ahmed Best and Mark Guggenheim. You'll see some images, by the way, that are from our friend at Star Wars Comics Story, which you should go check out his stuff because he has a YouTube channel. And he uploads all of these comics for free, and you can watch them. And after years and years of him doing this, I'm not sure how he hasn't been shut down.
Yeah, that seems like something Disney would send their legal ninjas at if they knew it existed.
I did think it was kind of cool that Ahmed Best was involved in like in the writing of this. He's got a co-writing credit.
The Ahmed Best redemption tour continues.
Yes, and the story is a bit of the Jar Jar redemption tour as well, in a way. So anyway, you go and check Star Wars Comics Story out while you're there, and then let us know in the comments if you've read this particular issue. So we open on the Nubian cruiser, which I don't know if you see the name there. It's the Hey Blibber Duck.
Okay.
This is about the most Jar Jar bullshit in the world. But Hey Blibber is a little callback to episode 1 when he's talking to Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan about how he got banished from the Gungan city because he stole Boss Hey Blibber's speeder and crashed it.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is called the Hey Blibber Duck.
Okay.
So in the cockpit are a couple of familiar faces. We have, of course, Senator Jar Jar Binks. This takes place in between Star Wars Episode 2 and Star Wars Episode 3.
Okay.
And Rick Oley, who is the Queen's pilot from Star Wars Episode 1.
Oh.
He's the guy that's like, oh shit, our hyperdrive's down. What are we going to do? And they're like, well, we'll land on Tatooine, I guess. And so Rick Oley is like, hey, yeah, we're coming out of hyperspace. And Jar Jar manages to like not accidentally press a button and blow the entire ship up. Which, good for him.
Which is like the first time he's done that in his life.
Right. They arrive on Corinth City, which is, as you can see, maxi big. Very big city.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's large.
Yeah. So they got off the ship. Jar Jar's like, okay, here's the deal. I need to meet our contact. You should stay here with the ship. And Rick Oley is like, you are a bumbling fucking moron. You should let me come with you.
So that you don't trip over your own 2 feet
Yeah.
and blow the entire planet
Right.
up.
Like,
somehow.
I was there on Tatooine when you tried to steal a fucking frog from a vendor and almost got the shit beat out of you by a dog. Like, there's no reason you should be on this planet alone by yourself.
Technically, he wasn't there, but
He heard about it. Yeah. Qui-Gon probably pulled him aside out. He's like, the fucking Gungan, dude.
I had to grab his fucking tongue out of the air.
Yep. Jar Jar's like, oh, I'll be fine. And then it smash cuts to Jar Jar just entirely lost.
Not being fine.
And asking for directions. So Jar Jar is approached by a dude with, for some reason, and strangely in this order, abs, pointy ears, a top knot, and he's missing an eye.
He also has blue and pink skin.
Yeah, he's got a lot of shit happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, I know this city like the underside of my shrenga. And Jar Jar's like,
what the fuck's a shrenga?
what is that? He's like, it's my dick. I know, like the underside of my dick. So Jar Jar tells him, he's like, hey,
it's kind of weird that you compared this city to your dick, but also this is where I'm trying to go. Can you help me?
Yeah, he's looking for this ambassador guy, and the guy tells him, hey, you're looking for the consular office. I'll take you there for free. I don't want to ask for anything in return. I'll do it out of the kindness of my own heart. And so the guy starts taking him through some back alleys, and Jar Jar starts to get a little nervous that he's about to get robbed and then shanked. And Jar Jar's like, well, at least you're not a criminal waiting to pull out your DL-44 and trying to rob me. And the guy pulls out his DL-44 and demands
to rob him.
Yep, and demands all of Jar Jar's money and his clothes.
Come on, man.
And Jar Jar's like, hey, man, I'm a fucking senator. And he's like, yeah, no shit. Why do you think I'm doing this? Like, first of all, you were so obviously a senator with your fancy fucking robes, and you just like, bumbling around asking for, directions. And his plan is to ransom Jar Jar and have the Senate pay to get him back, right?
Little does he know, nobody likes
right.
Jar
Yeah,
Jar
yeah.
at this
It's
point.
like
So it's like
exactly.
If you want to shoot him, honestly, that's fine.
Yeah,
like,
it's
you're doing us a favor.
You bring up a good point. It's like you obviously don't know who the fuck Jar Jar is because no one is paying for this motherfucker to come back, right?
I mean,
Especially after
Amidala might be like, you know what? I'll give you like 5 credits for him.
Yeah. This is also, by the way, after he voted emergency powers to the chancellor.
Oh fuck, that's right. Yeah.
So there are a lot of people that aren't too happy with him.
Mm-hmm.
So suddenly the dude who's trying to rob him gets really scared and begs someone out of frame not to hurt him. And Jar Jar's like, the fuck? And then he's like, yeah, you know what?
Yeah, you better fucking run.
Yeah, you better run. And he starts to think, he's starting to think, he's like, no, maybe Jar Jar is kind of an asshole. I don't know why Jar Jar is replying to himself in the third person, but he's like, maybe Jar Jar is kind of an asshole.
Maybe the Darth Jar Jar people were right.
Yeah. So he turns around to discover a hooded Jedi.
What?
And Jar Jar's like, oh yeah, I guess that makes a lot more sense. Why that guy ran away. And the Jedi's like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't prance around telling everyone you're a fucking senator.
And follow them into strange, poorly lit alleys.
Yeah.
Also,
So-
by the way, I'm Kelleran
Yeah,
Beck.
pulls his hood back to reveal that he is Kelleran Beck. A little bit of
I am you. You are me.
yes. Don't worry about how any of this works. I also wrote this fucking comic.
Mm-hmm.
So he pulls his hood back. He's like, I'm a Jedi Master. And then Jar Jar's like, Mace Windu? And he's like,
That's racist.
That's racist. There are 3 black Jedi. Thank you very much. Now, one of them was 100 years before this, and the other one I think dies and he's in episode 2 with the Geonosis Arena scene. There's like one other black dude as a Jedi.
A lot of Jedi die there.
Right. So Jar Jar's like, well, thanks for saving me. And Kelleran's like, well, it turns out I'm the reason that you were called here to this planet. And Jar Jar's like, well, what about ambassador whoever, like who I'm here to meet? And he's like, there is no ambassador whoever. Like, I just needed to get you here. There's something you need to see. So they get on a speeder bike and they go to a quarry where workers are practically enslaved.
Huh.
And this is possible because of the emergency powers given to Senator Palpatine by Jar Jar.
Binks.
Yeah.
So good fucking job, Senator Jar Jar.
And he's like, this is what your Emergency Powers Act has wrought. And he's like, oh no.
Who could have possibly foreseen this?
Oh no. So Jar Jar's like, well, they should find out whoever gave him emergency powers and throw him off a fucking cliff. And Kelleran's like, yeah, probably.
They probably should.
But don't give yourself too hard a time. It is Palpatine's fault.
Mm-hmm.
But at least
I mean, you may have handed him unlimited power to do terrible things, but he's the one who actually did those terrible things.
Yeah, right.
So really,
so if it's a little bit of a load off your mind, and Jar Jar's like, it really isn't.
No.
Yeah. So he's like, look, they're mining a lot of coaxium here, like tons of it, and Jar Jar's like, why so much? And Kelleran's like, well, I mean, why else to fuel the fucking war machine?
Mm-hmm.
So Jar Jar points out that these people are going to be worked to death, and Kelleran tells him that all of the overmining that they're doing on this planet has made the planet unstable, and the core is about to melt down. But thankfully, Jar Jar can stop it by using his voice in the Senate to bring attention to the problem.
Yes.
So one of Beck's contacts runs up and says, hey, by the way, in addition to the coaxium, the planet has a lot of sifristal.
Okay. See, I was going to guess calcite, but this works too.
No, not that yet. So basically, it's a fancy type of crystal that allows for secret communications. Now, this is significant because you might remember in Andor Season 2, what's his name? Skarsgård plays him. Luthen. Luthen and his adopted daughter have that radio in the back of the shop that they use these crystals to communicate with different rebel cells, right? And so this is them discovering that technology.
Neat.
Yeah. So it turns out that Palpatine is pissed that this exists. And I'm sure he's pissed for totally innocent reasons.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact that he's a fucking despot, right? Mm-hmm. So the person in charge of the radio network, who I'm going to leave unrevealed at the moment, is now being targeted by bounty hunters because she's threatening a lot of really important people. And we will also talk about why this person here in a second has this kind of technology in another Star Wars property that we know.
Okay.
So this is really bad that she's being targeted by bounty hunters. Yes. And this isn't like they're going to capture her. Like someone put a hit out on her, right?
Kill on
right.
site.
Yeah. So Jar Jar and Kelleran are going to take her somewhere safe. They're going to go to Coruscant first and then to an outer rim world where she can kind of continue.
Because surely no bounty hunter would dare strike at someone under a senator's protection on Coruscant.
In fact, they wouldn't even wait for Coruscant because they are suddenly attacked by Aura Singh.
Oh!
and Rum Slag. Now, you might remember
these guys.
Yeah, you might remember Aura Singh from Star Wars Episode 1 and a bunch of other shit. She was in Clone Wars a bunch.
Yeah, she's been all over the place.
So they've got they're firing. Everything seems pretty bad, but they have Caloran.
They have a Jedi.
Motherfucking Beck and his Bombad fucking like Jedi self. Jar Jar just immediately starts screaming.
Of course.
And like everyone's like trying to run to the ship and shit. Caloran's contact, his buddy there that isn't the one with the radio, gets hit in the leg.
Oh no.
But she was planning on staying anyway because she can't leave her people. Like she's native to the area.
Yeah.
So she tells
she's one of the blue and pink people.
Yeah, right. So she tells Caloran, she's like, "No, leave me behind." And he's like, "Okay, bye."
Okay, bye.
Yeah. So as they're taking off, Aura Singh leaps up onto the landing ramp and gets on the ship. And they don't realize it at first. And she's like, "Haha, they'll never find me." So Rick Oley there in the cockpit is like, "Guys, what the fuck is happening? Like, why are we being shot at?
Yeah.
What did Jar Jar do?" And
Caloran Beck is like, "I do not have the time to explain to you all the shit
there just aren't words, honestly." So Caloran's like, "Don't worry about it. Like, we need to get out of here.
Just take a course."
Yeah, and then Rick Oley's like, "Oh, look, we're being chased by a pirate ship."
That's bad.
With a fucking badass looking skull there painted on which, by the way, this ship looks exactly like the Anaconda class ship from Elite Dangerous, a game that I play quite a bit.
Okay.
So, while they're trying to figure out how to escape, Aura Singh gets the drop on this mystery lady.
That's bad.
Yes. And so Caloran shows up, and he's like, "Hey, mostly bald chick, like, get fucked.
Pick on someone your own size."
Yeah. And she tries to get some shots off, but he's
Caloran Beck.
Fucking Bombad Jedi. So, meanwhile, the ship is taking, like, a bunch of fire from this other pirate ship, and a console explodes.
Oh, no!
Injuring Rick Oley. And Jar Jar starts to freak the fuck out.
As he does.
Yeah. So, meanwhile, Caloran Beck is fighting Aura Singh, trying to figure out, like, who sent her. And the ship starts wildly flying around. And, like, Caloran and Aura Singh both kind of stop and look at each other. They're like, "Well, who the fuck is flying the ship right now?" It's Jar Jar.
Oh, no. Why is Jar Jar flying?
Because, of course, it's Jar Jar.
Why is he driving with his tongue?
Yeah, well, why indeed? So, Aura Singh gets the drop on Caloran and is about to shoot him, but he just goes, "Go to sleep." And she passes the fuck out.
She's like, "Okay, bye-bye."
Yeah. So Jar Jar's able to get the jump to hyperspace. He kind of saves the day a little bit.
Yeah.
So there's a big reveal that this woman that they've rescued is Mira Bridger.
Oh.
Who is the mother of Ezra Bridger. And this radio thing that she's doing is significant because a big part of the story in Star Wars Rebels was the Rebels being able to communicate via radio on Lothal and like setting up this network and everything, which is a thing that she surely created, right? So it's kind of neat to see like the beginning of that. So they need to get her to a doctor because she's kind of hurt.
Yep.
And Jar Jar goes to visit Supreme Chancellor Palpatine.
Uh-oh.
Yep. So Jar Jar tells Palpatine like about what's happening, and Palpatine listens, and he's like,
"Look at that!
Oh yeah,
that is the look of a man who is going to use everything you have told him against you."
So Palpatine's like, "You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna put together an exploratory committee, and we'll do a blue ribbon commission, and we'll do this and that, this bureaucratic thing and that bureaucratic
thing.
Tie
it all up in as much red tape as we possibly can."
And Jar Jar, I'll get to the bottom of it. As sure as I'm sitting here, if I'm a liar, I'm a Sith Lord. I will help you figure this out. So he appoints Jar Jar as his personal representative to the planet, right? And then Palpatine reveals that he knew about Caloran Beck and their mission to save Mira. And he makes this really goofy, dumb thing about how he sees a lot of Jar Jar and Caloran Beck and vice versa.
Of course.
Yeah. And so Jar Jar leaves, placated by Palpatine's, seemingly placated by Palpatine's concession. Because you think, it's Jar Jar, he's a fucking idiot. So, of course, all Palpatine has to do is do a little politicking, a little bit of silver tonguing, you know.
A little bit of stroking.
Right, and then Jar Jar's perfectly fine. So Jar Jar meets with Caloran afterwards, and in a stunning moment of clarity and growth for Jar Jar, he goes, "Yeah, Palpatine is up to some bullshit, and I don't trust him. And we need to get this radio network up right now, and we need to start a network to start running people off this planet and around in the galaxy."
Maybe Jar Jar's not as stupid as you think he is.
And he's like, in fact, we need a network of people, not just radios. And he knows the perfect Jedi to get it started.
Oh.
And Kelleran Beck is like, "You're talking about me, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm talking about you." And so Kelleran Beck agrees to help under the condition that he can use Jar Jar's ship, the Hablibber Duck, whenever he needs it. Which is the end.
That explains so much.
Yes. Now, do you actually know what it explains?
How he got the ship to get Grogu off Coruscant?
Yes. That's probably the single like biggest reveal in this is that you remember in Mandalorian season or Book of Boba Fett, which is also Mandalorian season 2.5.
Yeah. Like
Kelleran Beck
just flies onto this random fucking Naboo ship. You're like, how the fuck does he have that?
Right. Now I think we all kind of guessed it was Jar Jar's in the first place because there are a bunch of royal guards. It would make sense that it was Amidala's because
she was off doing other shit at that time.
Right. And so I think we all kind of guessed it was Senator Binks' ship, but now confirmed 100%. Jar Jar helped Grogu get off the planet, and in fact was one of the founding members probably of the Path, which is the network that would eventually be used to move surviving Jedi that survived Order 66 around. So cool shit. That is the end of the show today. I'm not sure what our schedule is next week, and the reason is because we're going to go see Project.
Oh shit, that's next week. Okay.
Yeah, Project Hail Mary. So it might be a Saturday show, I think, depending on when we see it. Unless
Probably.
you can get. So stay tuned. Go and follow us on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube,
all the places.
Yeah, all the other things. That way you know when our next show is. In the meantime, thank you so much for the support. We love you guys,